Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages that I get from Spirit for all of us who are all on this journey to love and to reunite with our divine vibrational matches in this lifetime. And I hope everyone's doing okay. We have had a heat wave in the UK, and it's been extremely hot. And how's everyone else doing out there? Certainly things have been heating up like a little oven. So I'm back though. I'm going to do a reading with the Good Tarot today to say, okay, what is the message that we need to know? This is for all of us who are relating to this twin flame soul to soul energy, seeing what's going on with the energies at the moment as we all come together collectively to rise up. Look at that. It's the 9 of air. So, juggling lots of things. Basically, if you look, she's like, this is, the straight away what I see with this card is that she's juggling there are a lot of birds going around her. So birds are like for peace, freedom, but they're sort of like floating around her head. So, I'm going to see, because the write-up in this book, they're so good. So let's just see what the 9 of air is here. It's caution, uncertainty, reevaluating circumstances. So this is really interesting because this is played out very much so in my sort of like other work life. So I do B&B, and over the last few days I've had a particularly challenging, let's say, person. And so that's pretty much why I haven't done a video for the last few days as well, because having to deal, like, potentially making me reevaluate everything, because, you know, dealing with, like, you know, really not very, I would say, what's the word? I don't know. Anyway, people are funny, right? So I need to stop, wait, and look around me before proceeding further. My sense of uncertainty is my inner wisdom telling me to bring illumination to my situation, to allow insights to arise and guide me before I take my next step. Questioning is good. I will look carefully to see if a different path may be right for me at this point. Wow. Well, that is just crazily like I say, the energies, you know, it's not always necessarily about your twin flame situation. It could be around a situation that is going through in your life, right? And that's exactly what I've experienced over the last few days, right? Just questioning, you know, it's made me, you know, and just thinking today I just need to go for a big long walk and just reevaluate everything. So this is exactly on point again to what I've been experiencing. So again, that might relate to somewhere in your life, just reevaluating the situation, you know, asking for help, guidance. Should this be the right path to be going down? Again, doesn't necessarily have to relate to your twin, could be completely something different in your life, but it's just asking for that guidance. So with that, again, it always like blows me away how accurate the cards are and the energies are. You know, the cards are reflecting the energies of what's been happening. So we will see, shall we, what Native Spirit are going to say as well, just to say, okay, what do we need to know? What does Native Spirit want to tell us? And the Native Spirit, the guidance that we need is the medicine bag. And look at that, the bottom of the deck is the Warrior of the Heart. Because, you know, all these challenges come up to, you know, to basically allow you to go within, to listen to, not to, you know, to not react, but more like to go within and have a much more kind of centered and grounded approach to situations, you know, just to never react, just go take a walk or to go meditate or do something, and then just wait for that illumination to come through. So gather your resources and be discerning. Vast inner power is growing in your life, so step back and let it grow. There are times to shine brightly for all to see, and there are also times to choose carefully who sees your true self, so choose wisely. Do not make hasty decisions. If it doesn't feel right, hold back. You are protected from less than positive outside influences. Your capacity and potential are growing in leaps and bounds. The nature spirit wants you to know that it is traditional in indigenous cultures to carry a medicine bag or medicine bundle as a form of protection, and also as a way to access your personal power through the sacred objects that are held here. The items in the medicine bag each contain potent qualities that allow one's abilities to magnify and also help one commune with the Creator. As your power grows, take time to protect it, just as you protect a seedling in the early months and then later once it's an established tree. It can withstand the storms of time. Protect your growing power, and it will become as mighty as an ancient oak. Well, how perfect is that? Because for those of us who I was guided to set up a crystal grid, and the crystal grid is all based around the forest lovers who are entwined together for eternity around the oak tree, because from small acorns do large oak trees grow. So we're all like creating these like solid foundations and beautiful roots that go right down into the center heart of Gaia, bringing these spiritual energies into our physical awareness and grounding them onto this beautiful planet through each of our intent, every day to live that life full of grace, full of love, full of joy, full of calmness, full of serenity, not to act, not to like rise to people's crazy, not to rise to other people, basically, to rise above. So with that, I'm just going to share. So this particular person complained because, in the UK, we've had a heat wave. So there have been more of those. There have been a few of that. We call them daddy long legs here. They're like a very small, tiny spider with long legs. And so, yes, there has been more of them around just because of the heat. And anyway, this particular guest, and so it's interesting that it's a spider, right? Because spiders have so it's about 8 legs. It's about seeing from a highest perspective. It's also about we create a web, and that web allows us to see from a higher perspective. So just looking at the symbology behind this particular why this particularly happened, I can see to rise up from a higher perspective, to not react and all those things. But basically she she basically complained that there was, and she made it out that there was like a massive spider infestation in this place. And so I was naturally quite concerned because I'd gone to sort it out in the morning and it was all perfect. And I'd taken her bread and milk and jam and like took her even little biscuits and everything to make it all nice for when they arrived. And then she just said, and I think it was more like the way that she did it. She was incredibly rude and just really unpleasant, not acknowledging any of the, the kind of things that we'd done to make her visit, kind of enjoyable. Anyway, and she fabricated this whole thing because I went to see the property because I agreed that she could check out early. She was supposed to be staying a month and she left after 2 days. And when I went round, there was no spiders. There was one that and I just had this place completely freshly painted, and she'd squashed it, but then not wiped it away. So it was all splattered on the ceiling. And then there was one other of these little daddy long legs, which is, we've had the windows open because it's been boiling. So completely understandable that there might be a couple of bugs in the house. But certainly not two little daddy long leg spiders. That's all there was. And I was like, wow, that is just completely crazy. And actually she must have fabricated this whole thing because she just wanted to, obviously wanted to stay somewhere else, which is totally fine. You're allowed to. But anyway, it was just very bizarre. So it's been quite a few days. But then the message is, you know, to say you can't get by other people's actions. I guess that's the learning, isn't it? Is to not let it all get you all tumultuous inside, because actually something better will be around the corner, and you have to trust that and just breathe through it, let it go, and see from a higher perspective. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. So but it was very bizarre, I must say, very, very, very bizarre. And has so who knows, maybe the heat got to her head, no idea. So with that was on. Let's have a look. So if you've had dealings with people over the last few days that have just made you think, what? Then, you know, we are, as I say, we're part of the same energy group, so our experiences may mirror each other. So you might have had your own little craziness going on, thinking, oh, I don't know what's, you know, very odd. Okay, so anyway, that was on page 60. So therefore, I am going to read from the Love Letter book, number 60, to see what is the message for today. So this is so brilliant. Oh my goodness. I want you to know that despite outward appearances, I am totally working on making things right so that we can be together properly in every way and for good. I want you every day and every night with me. I wanted to commit my life, body and soul to you. There's nowhere that I want to be if you are not by my side. Nothing brings me more happiness or makes me more proud and happy with my life than having you by my side. You are the one that tickles my senses, occupies my mind, is always in my thoughts, and takes up all the space in my heart. It's like my heart was made for you. It is made for you. You are the most perfect woman, literally sensational in every way. What you do to me is out of this world, beyond the stratosphere. You are the one that makes my heart go boom. That's brilliant. I love that. The opening bit was, things are not as they might seem on the surface. And so that's the other thing, you know, whatever is going on, you know, however annoying situations might have been, or things have come up that have really, like, frankly pissed you off, then there's something below the surface as to why it's happening, and it wasn't meant to be, and you just have to be like, okay, I understand. So the next one, 160, book 2, is, I want you to know that you are absolutely 100% my truth. I know that we are meant to be together. I know that I want you. I just don't know how I'm going to get back to you. In this moment in time, my life is so out of control, and I feel like I'm chasing my tail, and I don't have any time to focus on me and what I truly want for me. I feel like I've lost my way through not having the time to focus on my path, too consumed by others. But I promise, I will find my way back to you, back to us, back to our beautiful connection that I know we came here for, to celebrate love in its purest light. I do know that that is you for me. So I do know that there is this pure light pulling us all together, pulling us forwards. And look at this, letter 3, volume 3. Don't listen to your thoughts that bring in doubt about us, doubt about my love for you, doubt about our journey. Don't let that happen. Know that we are each other's truth. We are the pure, true, divine love, the spark of divinity, the spark of divine love that lies within us. The divine spark lies within us, not in our minds, not in our thoughts that can send them off track, but in our hearts, in our souls. For we are one love, one truth, one heart that beats together. Oh. Just amazing, right? It does astound me every single time, just as how, you know, just reading out these letters and just doing it just puts me into that space of, like, calm and just like just breathe and just be like, yes, okay, you know, everything is gonna be okay. And as I say that, there is a butterfly that went straight in front of my window. So we are transforming every single day. We are becoming more of the light. All of these caterpillar moments happen for us to move more and more into the light. That's the other way of looking at it. The tricky times make you reach the light even more, right? And so let's have a look at messages of love. What do we need to know? What is the message they want to give us? This is for the twin flame collective energy. What is the message? The true love. This is a physical, emotional, and an unconditional connection that you have with your twin, which is why it blows the mind, quite literally. The next one, see, quite literally, because they're here to bring you a spiritual lesson, and the spiritual lesson makes ridiculously no sense whatsoever, you know, and you can't try, even if you try to rationalize it, it makes even less sense because it just seems entirely bonkers in every way. You know, he would have thought there's the other part of your soul running around this earth to help, and you're supposed to meet them to help you, and you know, to rise you up in your vibration and frequency. So, and they're saying they're sorry. You know, they're sorry that we're having to do this like in our own little vibrational bubbles at the moment, but it's okay because you can be vulnerable in these connections because they're here to give you your spiritual lesson and to be your true love. So there we go. That's the message for today. Like I say, if any of you have gone through something, you know, very odd, having to deal with some quite bizarre people with some quite bizarre things, then just trust that we will all breathe through it together and it will be all okay. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, but in the meantime, I hope you stay well, stay bright, and stay switched on to the light. See ya. Bye.